This hiker saved the life of an Alaskan timber wolf. 4 years later, the wolf still remembered him. Deep in the Alaskan wilderness, a prospector comes to the rescue of an injured mother wolf and her pups, and a lasting connection is formed. One spring morning many years ago, I'd been prospecting for gold along Coho Creek on southeastern Alaska's Kupreanof Island, and I emerged from a forest of spruce and hemlock. I froze in my tracks. No more than 20 paces away in the bog was a huge Alaskan timber wolf, caught in one of Trapper George's traps. Old George had died the previous week of a heart attack, so the wolf was lucky I'd happened along. Confused and frightened at my approach, the wolf backed away, straining at the trap chain. Then I noticed something else. It was a female, and her teats were full of milk. Somewhere there was a den of hungry pups waiting for their mother. From her appearance, I guessed that she'd been trapped only a few days. That meant her pups were probably still alive, surely no more than a few miles away. But I suspected that if I tried to release the wolf, she'd turn aggressive and try to tear me to pieces. Here are the proven skills to survive any emergency. So I decided to search for her pups instead and began to look for incoming tracks that might lead me to her den. Fortunately, there were still a few remaining patches of snow. After several moments, I spotted paw marks on a trail skirting the bog. The tracks led a half-mile through the forest, then up some rock-strewn slope. I finally spotted the den at the base of an enormous spruce. There wasn't a sound inside. Wolf pups are shy and cautious, and I didn't have much hope of luring them outside, but I had to try. So I began imitating the high-pitched squeak of a mother wolf calling her young. No response. A few minutes later, after I tried another call, 4 tiny pups appeared. They couldn't have been more than a few weeks old. I extended my hands and they tentatively suckled at my fingers. Perhaps hunger had helped overcome their natural fear.
Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click that like button to help spread the word about Watchjojo, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos.
Then one by one, I placed them in a burlap bag and headed back down the slope. When the mother wolf spotted me, she stood erect. Possibly picking up the scent of her young, she let out a high-pitched, plaintive whine. I released the pups and they raced to her. Within seconds, they were slurping at her belly. What next? I wondered. The mother wolf was clearly suffering, yet each time I moved in her direction, a menacing growl rumbled in her throat. With her young to protect, she was becoming belligerent. She needs nourishment, I thought. I'll have to find her something to eat. I hiked toward Coho Creek and spotted the leg of a dead deer sticking out of a snowbank. I cut off a hindquarter, then returned the remains to nature's icebox. Toting the venison haunch back to the wolf, I whispered in a soothing tone, "Okay, mother, your dinner is served, but only if you stop growling at me. Come on now, easy." I tossed chunks of venison in her direction. She sniffed them, then gobbled them up. Cutting hemlock boughs, I fashioned a rough shelter for myself and was soon asleep nearby. At dawn, I was awakened by 4 fluffy bundles of fur sniffing at my face and hands. I glanced towards the agitated mother wolf. If I could only win her confidence, I thought, it was her only hope. Over the next few days, I divided my time between prospecting and trying to win the wolf's trust. I talked gently with her, threw her more venison, and played with the pups. Little by little, I edged closer, though I was careful to remain beyond the length of her chain. The big animal never took her dark eyes off me. "Come on, mother," I pleaded. "You want to go back to your friends on the mountain. Relax." At dusk on the 5th day, I delivered her daily fare of venison. "Here's dinner," I said softly as I approached. "Come on, girl, nothing to be afraid of." Suddenly, the pups came bounding to me. At least I had their trust. But I was beginning to lose hope of ever winning over the mother. Then I thought I saw a slight wagging of her tail. I moved within the length of her chain. She remained motionless. My heart in my mouth, I sat down 8 feet from her. One snap of her huge jaws and she could break my arm or my neck. I wrapped my blanket around myself and slowly settled onto the cold ground. It was a long time before I fell asleep. I awoke at dawn, stirred by the sound of the pups nursing. Gently, I leaned over and petted them. The mother wolf stiffened. "Good morning, friends," I said tentatively. Then I slowly placed my hand on the wolf's injured leg. She flinched, but made no threatening move. This can't be happening, I thought, yet it was. I could see that the trap's steel jaws had imprisoned only 2 toes. They were swollen and lacerated, but she wouldn't lose the paw if I could feed her. "Okay," I said, "just a little longer and we'll have you out of there." I applied pressure, the trap sprang open, and the wolf pulled free. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. And check out JoJo Stories for more jaw-dropping content we're sure you'll love.